West Virginia women's basketball in the history of their program.
All right, Kalucky will jump it up for Rutgers and for West Virginia. And Murray. Top controlled by the Lady Knights as they move left to right on your screen. Rutgers in the home white trimmed with red and black, and West Virginia in the road blue trimmed with gold. Here is Vicky Green moving baseline. Outside, Cheryl Kopp is at the top of the key. Green tried to bounce it in, but knocked away by Anna Tillman.
Interesting, Lou, that time West Virginia was starting with a junk defense right away. They're playing a box and one, a four-person zone, one person on Caroline DeRoos.
Ball knocked away, and West Virginia retains. Tough defense by Rutgers. Outside, Tillman dishes top of the key, Quartermont. Cooper looked for the shot, down to 4 on the shot clock. Put up by Quartermont, no, rebound DeRoos. Looks to break, but she'll hold up across the midcourt line.
Rutgers will look to score in transition. They're very good at that, but if they don't have it, they're also very good at backing it up, running their half-court offense, which they're in now.
Outside, Vicky Green. Mitchelson, turnaround, no, off the rim. Both teams starting slowly. Lori Quartermont, junior point guard. Outside to Cooper, now they go in the corner. Moving baseline is Tillman. Shot put up, good. Christy Cooper hits the first basket of the game, and West Virginia leads 2-0.
And West Virginia starting out on the perimeter. They don't have a real strong inside game. Ann Murray is capable. She'll spend most of the time in the paint. Tillman will both work inside and come out to the forward spot. And here's a good example now. We can see Shannon Monahan, who is following DeRoos wherever she goes, number 33. She'll just stay with Caroline DeRoos.
Vicky Green uncorks the 3, but it doesn't go off the front rim. And West Virginia the other way.
The other concern Rutgers will have will be rebounding with Janelle Williams out of there. She's the leading rebounder for Rutgers at about 9 per game. Kalucky's only getting about 3.
Jump shot, no good. Cheryl Kopp tracks down the rebound. 2-on-1 for Rutgers. Kopp, a gorgeous move, lays it up, but it doesn't go. Kalucky the rebound and scores.
There's a great example. As we said, Rutgers can push it down. It was a nice move by Kopp. It would not drop, but Kalucky was right there to follow it. Don't forget your trailer in the break.
We're tied at 2. 2.5 gone by here in this first half. West Virginia turns it over.
And there's an example of the pressure defense causing Christy Cooper to turn that ball over.
Cheryl Kopp across the midcourt line. Vicky Green takes the jumper and hits.
That's one thing you have to do against those junk defenses where you have 4 people playing a zone. A lot of openings there. You can't pull the chain. You got to throw it up.
Rutgers by a bucket, but the Mountaineers come back, cannot connect. Anna Tillman had a easy shot, but it wouldn't go.
See the Mitchelson big on the boards. Lucky was there also, but Mitchelson came down with it and a good outlet to Vicky Green.
Mitchelson holds the ball high over her head, looks for DeRoos, gets free, puts it up short. Here comes West Virginia on the run. Christy Cooper holds up now. Quartermont fakes the 3. Outside, Shannon Monahan back out. Here's Cooper being played by Green. Monahan moves in the paint, lays it up, no good. Cheryl Kopp, one of the smallest players on the court, garners the rebound.
I think that's her second rebound, too. You know, the guards can be rebounders if they're really alert, particularly with the long rebounds when they're out the foul line. Cheryl got that inside that time.
Kopp looking for help outside Green. Mitchelson takes the jumper and hits.
What a nice touch, and I'm sure the scouting report doesn't say that. The scouting report probably says when Sita gets out there 12, 13 feet, leave her alone. She's tough around the basket, but nice touch by Sita.
Against Clemson, Dick, you could see she was starting to develop confidence in that jump shot outside. Virginia can't connect. Kopp quickly up court. Outside DeRoos, back to Kopp. Vicky Green has an open shot, but declines.
Rutgers showing some patience, backing it up. Caroline DeRoos does not want to panic when she's being played man-to-man.
Green took the jumper too hard off the back rim. Here come the Mountaineers. 6-2 Rutgers leads. We've played just about 5 minutes. Nice slicing move to the hoop. Shannon Monahan, but it doesn't fall. In West Virginia, that's been part of the problem this year with the Mountaineers. They have shot just 39% from the field.
Well, they also are very similar to Rutgers in that they're exhibiting some patience now, working basically around the perimeter. Shannon Monahan, a transfer from Colorado State, she set out last season. She had 52 three-pointers in 2 years at Colorado State, so Rutgers will have to watch her from the perimeter.
Gabriela Gonzalez now in the game, and that pass went over her head. Vicki Green comes out. Amy Reinders, the freshman from Rochester, New York, in the game for Rutgers. She has been a terrific addition so far for the Lady Knights.
I think the freshman is playing extremely well coming off the bench. She's a great passer, also can play guard or forward.
Cooper puts it up, and the foul is on West Virginia. West Virginia 1 of 8 here in the first half, early moments of the first half.
They're cold. They're having difficulty getting it much beyond the three-point line, and it's very difficult without a good inside game to be a consistent scoring team.
Cheryl Kopp comes out, and Denise Reddy in the game. So Teresa Grant's going to the bench early and often here.
And West Virginia moving the defensive pressure up now, trying to play it at full court.
Here's Reinders and Denise Reddy out of Hazlet, New Jersey. Mitchelson drives to the hoop, puts it up too hard, and Gonzalez knocks it out of bounds.
And West Virginia's changed their defense again, Lou. Now they're back to a man-to-man defense rather than box and one.
Monahan, Quartermont drives in and out, and then in again.
Well, it was a nice drive by Quartermont, and that time Reddy got caught a half step behind. She's trying to ride with her right hand there on her body, but Quartermont went up and scored it.
6-4, Rutgers by a bucket. Nearly 6 minutes gone by. Gonzalez with a nice outside touch.
And it looks like Coach Grentz has given her big players the green light to throw that shot up, because Gabby usually doesn't shoot from that far out.
Rutgers by 4. Here's a turnaround, nicely done. Chris McGuire in the game for West Virginia, a New Jersey native from Freehold.
Her father's superintendent of schools, as a matter of fact, down the Freehold area.
DeRoos, the foul before the shot.
McGuire's also a good pure shooter. We saw that shot she had down the other end. It was very nice touch, very nice rotation.
Christy Cooper, her first foul. And that's the second foul for West Virginia. And a timeout on the floor. The score, Rutgers 8, West Virginia 6. Interesting stat for Rutgers. Caroline DeRoos, their big gun, has attempted only one shot in the early part of the game.
And of course, Teresa Grentz has her out now. Give her a little bit of a rest, see what the defense does. And West Virginia is staying with a man-to-man right now.
Interesting lineup for Rutgers. Only one starter in there, Mitchelson. Here's Liz Hansen out of Sparta. Inside to Gonzalez. Turnaround, banked it off the glass.
That's the example of the big player inside. It's much easier to score. Rutgers now putting some pressure on a three-quarter court, trying to create that turnover.
And ball went out of bounds. I believe the turnover.
The cameraman, I think, went out of bounds that time, too.
That's what. Wow. All right, Rutgers will inbound.
Does that count as a turnover?
I guess so. The hazardous duty down there in the corner. Here's Reddy. Liz Hansen. Mitchelson outside. 10-6 Rutgers. Kind of an odd game so far. Hansen outside shot, way off. But Mitchelson gets the rebound. Gonzalez is on fire. Puts it in.
Rutgers just too strong inside. Gonzalez and Mitchelson doing a nice job of owning the offensive boards. Coming back again, Rutgers, with that full court pressure.
The foul is on Hansen. Liz Hansen, a freshman out of Sparta, the all-time leading scorer at Sparta High School.
We talked about Liz before having that knee operation and then losing her entire senior year. It's really tough to come back, give up that senior year and come back, but she seems to be back strong.
West Virginia will inbound now. Christy Cooper gets it into Quartermont. Outside, Celeste Neal in the game for West Virginia. Number 14. She has the ball now. Sophomore out of Charleston, West Virginia. Mitchelson steals it. She leads the Lady Knights in that category. Denise Reddy is outside. Bounce past Gonzalez. She feels it, puts it up, and draws the foul. No denying her that time.
Yeah, she wanted to go that baseline. She was trying to wrap that left leg around her defensive player. She got a little bit too far behind the glass, which is why it went over the top of the rim. But she was definitely going to the hoop strong.
Gabriela Gonzalez to the line. Sophomore, 6'4", out of Mexico City. Rutgers, excuse me, Dick, not shooting well from the line so far this year.
Shooting very poorly. Yeah. We talked about that being one of the keys with 55%. Must shoot better than that.
Gabriella, 7 points so far here in the game. Outstanding effort.
Interesting to look at Rutgers' 2 post players in there now with Sita and Gabriella. Gabriella's stronger and likes to move to the hoop. Sita has a little bit of a better touch, likes to take the turnaround jumper.
14-6, Rutgers by 8. Lady Knights' largest lead of the game. 12 minutes left in the contest. Pressure defense by Rutgers. Portamont tried to rifle it in there, and somehow, some way, Neal got the shot off.
Good pressure by Rutgers. Lots of hands, slapping, swinging.
Hansen, nice pass to Mitchelson, who cannot connect.
West Virginia definitely having trouble against pressure. Each time against that press, while they may have beaten it, they're having trouble handling the basketball, and it's taking them out of their offense.
West Virginia looking to get something going, but Rutgers tough D. 3 on the shot clock. They didn't get it off, I don't think. Coach Grants is livid. Well.
Of course, Teresa having a problem with that call, just like she had the call in the Clemson game down to the wire where they called it good on the buzzer.
Oh, Hansen lights it up from 3. That doesn't stop Coach Grants from voicing her displeasure, though. Hard for us to tell, but it appeared to me it was after the buzzer.
It looked to me like it was after the buzzer, too, but we're a little further away from the floor.
Same thing happened against Clemson. Timeout on the floor. Rutgers 17, West Virginia 8.
Sure worth 1,000 words. I think she got her words in before the timeout. Now it's just a stare.
Hansen, nice pass into Reinder after West Virginia had turned the ball over. And Rutgers will retain possession. For those of you who don't know exactly what we're talking about, Rutgers played Clemson in the Bell Atlantic Championship game. As Reddy takes the outside shot, can't connect. Gonzalez, the rebound, is fouled. And the same thing happened, Dick. Clemson got off a shot which was very close to the buzzer. It might have been a split second after the 30-second shot clock, but it probably, again, was after the buzzer, and they did count it, the referees, and the same thing happened here.
That's a difficult call. Remember, the women are playing with only 2 officials, not 3 like the men do. There's a lot to watch out there. You really have to be on your toes, and of course, that's their job to make those calls. Gonzalez
cannot hit the free throw. So she is 2 of 3 from the line. Rutgers is up by 9, 17-8.
Gabby's struggling a little bit at the line going into this game, shooting about 38%.
Hits the free throw. So she's hit 3 of 4, and that's a good sign for Coach Grants. 18-8. Rutgers with its largest lead. Lady Knights by 10. McGuire with the jumper. Doesn't go. And Hansen with a strong rebound. Liz Hansen to Reddy. Bounce pass Gonzalez. Turnaround. Good.
And that was a nice touch. She got it. She looked behind her to see where the defense was and decided she couldn't drive, so she put up the jumper.
And Rutgers in command early, 20-8.
Like West Virginia now, just satisfied to bring it over half court. They just want to beat that press. Then they'll try to set up their offense. In
the paint, the jumper is short. Rebound put up, no. Reinders with a tough rebound, then lost it. Good job by the Mountaineers. Laid up and in by Quartermont. Jody Runner, junior out of Morgantown, did a good job to strip the ball away.
Runner was a jumper that time, no question about that. She really stayed with it. She's the one that created that offense for West Virginia.
Hansen tried to sneak the pass into Gonzalez, but it was kicked, and Rutgers will retain possession.
Remember, kicking must be intentional. So many times on the playground they call that wrong. Below the knee and intentional. If your intent is not to kick it, it's not a kick. So I'm sure the West Virginia player that time said, but Mr. Official, I didn't intend to kick that ball.
Reddy will inbound. Gets it in. Here's Cheryl Kopp. Nice pass. Gonzalez, but she couldn't control it. Traveling is the call.
What a nice play that would have been for Gabby. She came from that foul line, cut, but just had trouble both cutting and handling the ball that time.
West Virginia looking to break the Rutgers press. Lloyd Quartermont, playmaker and scorer for the Mountaineers.
Rutgers using their matchup to apply that pressure. They drop back in a 2-3, and then depending on how the offense sets up, they try and pick up.
Shot partially blocked and then knocked out of bounds off of the Mountaineers, so Rutgers gets it back.
That time Gabby came out to help on defense. It gave West Virginia the rebounding position, but they couldn't hang on to it.
20-10. Our score. Kopp up ahead. Reinders lays it up and in.
You know, that's money in the bank when Amy gets it. She's such a consistent and steady basketball player for Rutgers.
Again, Rutgers with that full court pressure. Bounce pass, almost knocked away. Turnaround, put up. Gonzalez, tough rebound. Reinders up ahead to Kopp. 2 on none. Lays it up, draws the foul.
Rutgers done a nice job both on the defensive board and on the outlet. It's one thing to get the rebound, but if the player gets a rebound, can't find that guard to outlet it, you lose your transition. Rutgers done a good job with the outlets.
Anna Tillman, her first foul. West Virginia has committed 5 team fouls. Rutgers just 1 with 8:30 remaining. Reinders comes out. Amy some good minutes once again, very solid off the bench. Cheryl Kopp to the line. This is something interesting. Cheryl Kopp shooting 57% from the line, which is very uncharacteristic of her. Throughout her career, an 80% free throw shooter. Her first is good.
Still looks good, and you know, sometimes early season the stats have to catch up with your game a little bit, particularly for a shooter who might miss her first couple. Then she gets in the next game and makes them.
Second is on the way. Good also. So she hits both. And Rutgers up by 14, 24-10.
Keeping that pressure, zone press, 3-quarter court. West Virginia not looking down court.
Nice baseline pass underneath. Nicely done by Cooper. And then the basket by Tillman.
Christy Cooper drove that baseline, and she found Anna Tillman at that block.
Reddy with a gorgeous pass to Green, but then the block. And Cooper will slow down and wait for her teammates.
West Virginia did a good job getting back on defense that time, something they haven't been doing so far in the game.
Inside, nicely done. Good position. Ann Murray scores.
And now West Virginia is beginning to look inside with Ann Murray getting that one, Tillman getting the basket before. They've got to do more of that. They can't rely on just their perimeter game.
Green outside to Kopp. Vicki Green, top of the key. Mitchelson. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Green to Reddy. Shovel pass. Mitchelson lays it in. That was a great pass by Denise Reddy.
And just beat the clock. And that's one of the things that happens when you're playing against a press. It takes you longer to bring it up, and you have a tendency to forget that it was about 18 seconds by the time they got it over.
Foul on Kopp. She thought she had tied Tillman up, but not the call.
Yeah, she did, with her arms. That time there were 3 Rutgers players, so it's very difficult in that Rutgers defense to do a lot inside because they'll collapse all the time. In that case, they had 3 players. Gabby was there, Sita was there, and of course Cheryl was there. She was just digging a little bit too much with her hands.
And at Tillman on the line. Coach Grint's upset about something else. I'm not quite sure what it is.
Probably the officials. How about if we start there? I think what she was concerned about was that she didn't think she was going to shoot that ball. She thought she was passing the ball.
That's what it is, yeah. And Tillman misses the free throw, shooting 60% from the line. West Virginia not exactly lighting it up from the free throw line either, 64% as a team.
No, it's interesting in Division I, both men and women, I think the foul shooting has dropped a notch. I don't think it's as strong as it used to be.
She hits 1 of 2. It's an 11-point game, 26-15.
West Virginia just running a one-man press there, Lou, with Debbie Blazik out there.
Freshman out of Bel Air, Ohio. Caught behind the back pass to Green. Really cutting the pie on that one.
That was nice. She drove on that right shoulder and then saw Vicky in the left corner. The best way to get it to her, around the defense.
Outside shot. No, here comes Rutgers. 2 on 3, and Kopp gets it back out to Green. Back to Kopp, 3-pointer. No, off the rim. Rebound tracked down by the Mountaineers, Ann Murray.
Conceded. Good pursuit after the ball. She doesn't just let it come off the glass and say that's it. She's going after it.
Nice bounce pass inside, but the ball knocked away. Good hands by the Lady Knights, Cheryl Kopp.
And good judgment by Cheryl. She knows when to speed it up. She knows when to slow it down. The important thing is she looks for the break or transition basket first.
Gonzalez, a running one-hander.
What a nice pass from Vicky Green. She led her perfectly. The defense was coming around the inside. She threw the pass to the baseline. Nice lob.
Gonzalez with 13 points in the first half. She averaged 3 per game coming in.
You can hear the Rutgers playing, talking on that matchup defense. It's very, very important to play a good matchup. You must communicate.
Another steal by Mitchelson. Kopp lost it, claiming she was fouled. No call. Jump ball. And it'll be West Virginia's possession. The crowd shaking its head, and Coach Grent's hands on hips.
Cheryl having a little conversation with the officials, the fans on the sideline saying that's a jump ball.
And Rutgers calls timeout. We'll keep it here. 5:17 remaining, and Rutgers leading 30-15. Well, so far, your thoughts on the opening?
Overcoming the loss of the aggressiveness of Janelle Williams.
And Rutgers playing a lot of players here in the first half. Corey Monday is in the game now for Rutgers, and traveling is the call on that full court pressure defense.
And Gabby's done a nice job. That's really where Janelle would probably be playing. She's a little bit more athletic. She's able to get that trap. But Gabby, you have to give it to her there. She really hustled. She was a little out of position. The West Virginia player was able to dribble to the left, but Gabby kept after her. Nice hustle, nice pursuit.
And that defense has forced 6 West Virginia turnovers here in the first half. Here's DeRoos for 3. Yes, no, they say 2. Beat just inside the 3-point line.
The Rutgers shooting 50%. That's, I think, DeRoos's first really shot of the game.
Another turnover. Rutgers will get it back, leading 32-15. Well, first half against Clemson in the Bell Atlantic final, Rutgers shot incredibly near 70%. Tough to do that every night, but they continue. They pick up where they left off in their first half success. Vicky Green, a 2-point shot, doesn't go.
Well, they're not shy about taking those long and outside shots, and they shouldn't be, because Vicky's a good shooter from the outside. Certainly Caroline is the best shooter in the club.
Ball knocked away. Turnaround put up off the backboard. Not a good shot. And Rutgers the other way. Monday looks for help. Back to Green. Here's Corey Monday to DeRoos. Looks for the 3. DeRoos thought she was fouled. Nothing called. And now the ball is stolen. Bounce pass inside, laid up, way off. And the block by Mitchelson. Sloppy basketball right now. Mitchelson up to Green, lays it up in it.
Nice look by Sita, nice shot by Vicky Green. Obviously, the officials right now are kind of letting them play. Scott Harrelson wants a timeout.
And we'll stay here again. 3:40 remaining, and Rutgers leading 34-15. Scott Harrelson didn't like what he saw of that last couple sequences. Again, sloppy, wants to talk it over.
I think both coaches probably had a point of contention there. Teresa on the Rutgers end, and then on that end, when Simsack went in for that shot, she's also a freshman, Lisa Simsack. Very, very.
Caroline DeRoos hasn't played a whole lot either here in this first half. She is playing with a sore tendon in the right ankle. So we'll have to see how that affects her. Mitchelson, another steal, and then West Virginia gets it back.
Well, Sita lost her balance. She tried to recover, could not.
Vicky Green almost ran up the back of Anna Tillman, no call. The officials are letting them play,
so to speak.
Yes. Not a lot of fouls called in this first half, and a lot of contact out there.
And you can see that pressure. Corey Mundy out there putting pressure.
Jump ball.
Good job by Carolyn DeRoos. She fires out to that corner, and what you have to do in that matchup when you fire out to the corner, take the baseline drive away. Try to put as much pressure on that player. Don't let her get the easy pass.
Rutgers up by 19. Vicky Green lost it. West Virginia the other way. Portamont lays it in.
And it was Amanda Hayes who's in there now, number 45 for West Virginia, that Scott Harrelson thinks is one of their best players. She's only a freshman. She's just having trouble learning the college game, learning a little bit more discipline.
Freshman out of Columbus. The foul is on West Virginia. Amanda Hayes.
Scott Harrelson had a great quote about her. He said, she's the best player I've ever coached, but she doesn't know it yet. She just has not gotten her game under control. You know, when you're in high school and you're the lead scorer and you do whatever you want, all of a sudden you come to college, you got to play with 4 other people and fit into a system that's sometimes tough.
DeRoos to Green, who makes a nice move, rolls off the rim. Gonzalez puts it up, no. Mitchelson saved it, and it's Rutgers ball, knocked out by West Virginia. Now it's Scott Harrelson's turn to voice his displeasure.
Yeah, he's a little bit concerned on the side there. Still talking to the officials on the baseline.
Mitchelson lost it. Ball on the floor. This is like a rugby match. Jump ball.
Well, it's interesting. Most people are kind of just bending over at the waist and they're not going down. And look, Scott's got his jacket off now. He says, I'm going to get into it with the score 34-17. Jacket off and I'll get into it. His assistant coach takes his jacket and he mumbles to the official as the official hands the ball out of bounds.
Hayes, the bounce pass outside. This is Quartermont. Inside. Back out. Puts up the baseline jumper. DeRoos lost the ball out of bounds. Mountaineer ball.
Rutgers continuing to put that pressure on. Even when they get the ball inside, it's very difficult for them to do anything with it.
Mass substitutions now for Rutgers. Christy Cooper outside. Ball thrown away. Hayes the jumper, no. Kopp up ahead to Green. She's ahead of the field. Lays it in. Yes, lays it in. Had to wait for a second.
That was very good play on her part, though. She kind of hesitated for a second to let the defense blow right by her. And a nice outlet again by Cheryl Kopp, finding Vicky Green.
Vicky Green, 8 points today. Cooper, wide open outside. Rattles the jumper home.
That was a good look because the ball went from the left side where that matchup had shifted all the way over to the right corner. Very good look by West Virginia.
DeRoos pops way off. Very unlike a Caroline DeRoos jump shot. An underhand scoop by Hayes. And the foul on the Mountaineers. Anna Tillman called for the personal foul.
Teresa Grentz talking now to her defense.
West Virginia foul charge 234.
1:11 remaining first half, and Rutgers leading 36-19.
Talking to Caroline DeRoos, telling her not to worry, you're a shooter, and if you're a good shooter, you don't worry about that. You'll throw up an occasional air ball. You got to come back right away if you're a good shooter and say, the next one's going to go down. If you start looking at your stats and how many you've made and how many you're misses, you're in trouble as a shooter.
That's that cheater mentality, right? That'll keep putting it up. Regina Kalucky's at the line. 69% free throw shooter. Sophomore, 6'1" out of Berkeley Heights.
What she gives Rutgers when she comes in, she's a player that can play in the paint, but also has the ability to come outside and handle the ball very well.
And hits both. Kalucky 4 points, 3 rebounds in the game. Very solid effort early. 38-19. Rutgers by 19. Ball stripped away. Reinders pulls it away, and she's quickly across the midcourt line. Bounce pass to Kopp. Vicky Green, DeRoos moves in the lane, lost it. Foul on the Mountaineers. Christy Cooper, her second.
And you could tell Caroline was not thinking about that last shot that she took. What she looked at was the defense, gave a little fake for the outside shot, saw it open up, and decided to get down the lane.
DeRoos will go to the line. 91% free throw shooter so far. Misses.
Never
Happens
fails.
every time.
Right, the kiss of death.
And of course, that stat a little deceiving simply because she hasn't had a lot of opportunities early in the season, but she is an excellent free throw shooter for her career. Gets the second. 20-point Rutgers lead. 45 seconds left in the first half. Hayes with a nice move to the hoop, and then DeRoos on the foul underneath. The rebound put up by Cooper.
I think that's the athletic ability of Amanda Hayes that Scott Harrelson was talking about, but she wasn't able to finish it. She is a great shooter, great quickness. USA Today honorable mention All-American, and one of 4 players from Ohio on that West Virginia team.
Christy Cooper, junior, hits the first. It's been a tough early season for her.
Very tough. She's missed the first 6 games, lost her father just before the start of the season. There was some question whether she'd be able to come back, but she's come back and dedicating her season to her father.
She hits 1 of 2 free throws. West Virginia might hold for the last shot of the half. Let's see. Down by 19.
I think when you're down 19, you take the first good shot that you get like that.
There was. Lori Quartermont hits the 3, 39-22. Actually, they said it was a 2. 5.7 seconds remaining in a quiet first half. The crowd never really an opportunity to get rolling. Cooper the foul. And DeRoos goes to the line.
Caroline looking that time as she came down the left side, tried to give the little hesitation dribble to see if she could get that baseline. Could not get it, and Christy Cooper was coming from behind, but hit her and fouled.
Free throw is good. The Atlantic 10 basketball game, a conference game important for both clubs. West Virginia already has won an Atlantic 10 game, defeating St. Bonaventure 75-69, and Rutgers, their first game of the season. And Teresa Grentz, I'm sure, would be the first to tell you, it's important to get off to a good start in the conference.
No question. Establish your reputation early.
41-23. Crowd wanted a turnover. An unbelievable shot by Hayes to end the half.
That was our Amanda Hayes again. It was very creative. She definitely has the athletic skills. If she can put the rest of it together, she could be a great player in the Atlantic 10.
All right, we have reached halftime. The score are Rutgers 41, West Virginia 23. Back with some second half action in just a few moments.
Yeah, Scott, I think, decided that he didn't want to get out there until the very last minute and just walked out, put his hand in the circle and said, let's go, folks, let's do a job here. Rutgers
inbounding, leading 41-23 as we begin the second half. Caroline DeRoos gets the ball, puts it up, in.
Good way for DeRoos to start, too. She got bumped a couple times going in, but she didn't let that affect her composure. Nice shot.
Well, very consistent with the first half. Not a lot of fouls called, traveling the call. Very physical game, and the referees, as we said, letting them play.
Tillman that time throwing inside to Ann Murray. Ann Murray is not a real strong offensive player inside. She's in there basically to rebound.
Kalucky open, but traveling is the call.
Teresa Grant says, that's okay. I like the idea that you looked for it. Next time, don't take that extra little pitter-patter and you'll get the basket.
20-point Rutgers lead. Three-pointer, good. Shannon Monahan, junior out of Alexandria, Minnesota, playing for West Virginia, transferred from Colorado State.
And that looked like it might be a little change in the Rutgers defense. They didn't seem to be matching up. In fact, they left her alone right on that shoulder position. She got that unmolested shot.
Mitchelson looking for help. Outside Kopp, Sherrill almost lost it, but regains. Inside to Kalucky, knocked away. It'll be Rutgers ball. They'll have 6 seconds on the shot clock when they inbound.
Rutgers looks like they're running a little bit of a 1-4 offense. 4 players, 2 post players were up high at the elbows, and then a player at each of the wings. Scott Harrelson taking a look at that offense to decide which defense is going to be most effective.
Green gets it in, bounce pass to Roos. Inside, Mitchelson lays it in. Nicely done.
It obviously wasn't that defense because the player was fronting. There was no weak side help. Nice lob pass by Rutgers.
45-26, Lady Knights by 19. Driving the paint, putting up the short jumper, and getting the roll is Shannon Monahan.
West Virginia coming alive a little bit now with their offense. They're going to have to come back a lot stronger than that to try to get this game back in hand.
45-28. Here's DeRoos outside to Kopp. Being played by Lori Quartermont, point guard for West Virginia. Green inside, Kalucky lost it. Stripped by Tillman.
Tillman very slow getting up the floor.
Quartermont looks for help. Bounce past Monahan. Fakes the three, moves in. Outside, Murray. Here is Cooper with the shot. And West Virginia with a little mini run here. They've cut it to 15.
Interesting thing about Cooper with that shot, it is an ugly shot, but it goes in. By ugly, I mean it does not have much backspin on it. It sort of goes to the side.
Mitchelson, turnaround, in and out. Rebound, Kalucky lost it. Jump ball, and it will be West Virginia's possession. So the Mountaineers start off the way Scott Harrelson wanted them to here in the second half. They're creeping back in.
A little bit more aggressive, both on their defense, and they're being a little more aggressive on their offense. Instead of playing the perimeter, they're trying to take it inside. Not necessarily passing it inside, but at least penetrating and then dishing.
Quartermont breaks the press effectively. Here's Cooper outside. Tillman drives baseline. Underneath, turnaround, put up, no. Mitchelson the rebound. And Green breaks out for the Lady Knights. Almost lost it. Cooper snuck up from behind. Cheryl Kopp.
Green looking for Cheryl Kopp. Rutgers certainly looks for her to get the ball to, and that's unusual for her to have the turnover.
Amy Reinders in the game now, has it knocked away. Cooper lays it up, no. Murray the rebound, looks for help, gets it back outside. Shot put up off the rim. Mitchelson the rebound. 45-30, 3.5 gone by, second half. Kopp cross court, Reinders cuts and lays it in.
She was all the way on the opposite side of the floor, on the left side, kind of yelling. It took Cheryl a second to see her. And last time down, Caroline DeRoos was open the same way.
Here's Murray outside, had the shot but declined. Monahan for three, gets the roll. Shannon Monahan is a 39% three-point shooter, and that might not sound impressive, but that is pretty good shooting from three-point range. Not
bad, and that one was from that same spot. That right shoulder, if you will, seems to be a weakness right now, and Rutgers is letting them take the shot from there. Reinders,
beautiful pass to Gonzalez. The foul before the shot. That was a very nice play by Amy Reinders.
Great play. And, you know, Amy is really funny. I think she gets more of a charge out of passing the ball than she does out of scoring. You see that big smile on her face when she does that. I know it puts a smile on Teresa Grant's face also. But it was a great V-cut, if you will, by Gabby. She was on the right side, was coming up to the foul line to get that high post position, and just made that quick cut backdoor to the block.
Gonzalez lost it, and Denise Reddy gets to it. Good hustle.
good hustle by Gonzalez, too. She stayed with it. Now she's in a good, strong post position.
Top outside, thrown away. Cooper intercepts, very nicely done, overplaying. Christy Cooper, Quartermont, outside, Monahan from three-point range again. And she's on fire out there.
And that looked nice. It was a really nice release, lots of arc on the ball.
11 points all in the second half for Monahan, and don't look now, but West Virginia's cut it to an 11-point game. Mitchelson drives the lane, lays it up, no. Gets her own rebound and puts it in.
That was awfully nice. Not only the rebound, but that was a very aggressive shot by Sita.
49-36, Rutgers by 13. Nearly 5 minutes gone by, second half. Monahan dishes outside. McGuire with the jumper, doesn't go. And Rutgers, Gonzalez the rebound, ready, up ahead, shovels to Mitchelson, who lays it in.
What a nice pass by Reddy, and what a good job Sita did in controlling that basketball. You can tell they've practiced that hour after hour.
McGuire just throws it in.
Nice shot by McGuire, because Mitchelson was right there putting pressure on her.
51-38. Reinders puts it up, in, and the foul. Count the basket.
Good play by Amy. She was out at half court. She made that crossover dribble from her right hand to her left hand, blew by her player, and then Ann Murray tried to step in front. It was not set before she took off, and it's a good basket, and she'll go to the line.
And a timeout on the floor. 14:26 remaining second half. Rutgers 51, West Virginia. That's the story here in the second half of the game. Amy Reinders is at the line. She'll try to complete a three-point play. Very fine player. Free throw percentage 61%, and she's going to be an impact player, I think, here at Rutgers. Free throw good.
And I think the stat of Amy's you like best is that 4.0 coming out of high school.
I'll tell you, 4.0 GPA, turnover. Number 1 in her graduating class. And this Rutgers team has a lot of stellar performers in the classroom. We'll talk about that when time warrants.
And you got to put that in perspective, too, because remember, these ladies are going to practice every day. They're going on the road for games. They're getting no special breaks for that.
Kopp outside. Ready, bullet pass, Gonzalez to turn around.
Nice pass by Reddy, nice movement of the ball by Rutgers, and a great shot by Gonzalez. And now it's a Rutgers pressure defense again, sending the ball up into the stands.
Coach Gretz had a duck on that one. Coming right for the old noggin.
Of course, there was a day when Coach Gretz was at Immaculata, and there's Coach Harrelson there just clearing up the floor in front of them, I guess, or diagramming the play or something. But I was going to say there was a time when Coach Gretz did not duck when she was playing in the center for Immaculata. Look at her in the side now trying to move away. She's having a good time. She really seems to be enjoying this team more than I've seen her enjoy any team. She really has a lot of confidence in them and enjoys their personalities.
56-38, Ready into Mitchelson, out of bounds.
But not a bad idea. Work the ball all the way around. When the ball comes from that right side to the left side, the first spot to look is inside, because that's where the defense is weak in rotating sometimes.
West Virginia had cut it to 11. Cooper hits the jumper. 56-40. Gonzalez dribbling against the defense. Lays it up and off the rim. Almost coast to coast for Gabriela Gonzalez.
Yes, that's every big person's dream, is to take that ball down the middle of the break and score, and she almost did that.
Cooper looked to go baseline.
Good job of the hedge there. Gonzalez came out and hedged on Cooper a little bit and then went back to Ann Murray.
Outside. Put up at the buzzer off the rim. But the Mountaineers get a fresh 30 as they get the rebound. Three-pointer by Hayes doesn't go. Murray, the rebound, gets the foul.
And that's one of the first unmolested rebounds, I think, that Rutgers has allowed West Virginia that time.
So Ann Murray will go to the line, senior out of Scarborough, West Virginia. Last year, West Virginia 26-4, and in the Atlantic 10, undefeated, 16-0. Quite a year. Reached the Sweet 16 in the NCAA tournament.
And that's an interesting situation because Scott Harrelson has been there for about 5 or 6 years, and he's been the co-head coach.
That's correct,
which is kind of an unusual situation. Kitty Blakemore has coached from 73-74 when women's basketball started at West Virginia until her last season, 91-92.
And Murray hit the free throw, 56-41. Second on the way, in and out. Rebound, Cooper lays it in. Christy Cooper with the follow-up, 56-43. Here comes Kopp, right wing Reinders. Knifes in, off the rim. Hayes almost lost it, does lose it. Reddy saved it to Mitchelson. Sita trying to save it, goes into the photographer. I don't think she's hurt. Ask the photographer if he's okay.
I'm okay, you okay. Gave him a little pat, jumped up, nice hustle by Sita. Officials letting the play go a little bit both ways that time, both West Virginia and Rutgers.
13-point Rutgers lead, 56-43. 12 minutes left, second half.
McGuire looking to get that shot up. She is a pretty good shooter.
Cooper off the rim. Mitchelson the rebound. Sita, outlet to Cheryl Kopp. On the right wing for Reinders. Bounce pass out to Kopp. Reinders wide open. Jumper, good.
She has a very nice touch.
Bounce pass, McGuire, turnaround, no. Mitchelson, outlet, Reddy. Denise Reddy lost it. Stripped by Hayes, but it will remain Rutgers ball.
Denise had her eye on that basket, but didn't see that defender coming. And of course, Amanda has good quickness. Got her hands in and popped that ball loose.
Mitchelson looks to take the jumper, moves in a couple of steps, puts it up. Off the rim, Mountaineers the other way. Amanda Hayes with that quickness, as Dick alluded to. In the paint, shovels outside.
She's not real comfortable yet at a point guard role. She wants to be a scorer.
West Virginia, some pretty good passing, and McGuire puts it in.
Rutgers beginning to trail McGuire now, letting her cut across the lane and stay behind her instead of beating her to that spot. Got to be a little more aggressive with that defense. Don't let her get it inside.
Kopp to Reddy. Outside to Kopp. She'll set it up. 58-45, 13-point game. Reddy the jumper off the rim and over the backboard and out of bounds.
Reddy held that ball up very nicely. She penetrated inside, realized she didn't have anything, brought it back out again.
Gina Kalucky back in the game for Rutgers, and Sita Mitchelson gets a rest. Jumper outside, in and out. Rebound, McGuire puts it in. She's playing very well. Freshman Chris McGuire from Freehold, New Jersey.
It's really West Virginia's rebounding on their offensive end that's letting them get back into this ball game.
Here's Kopp. Outside, Kalucky almost loses. Cheryl Kopp for three, short. But Reddy tracks it down. Gonzalez out to Reinders.
Amy Smart, she holds it up, says, let's get set up. Let's take a look at it for a nice shot by Kalucky, who just posted up, turned and faced, kept the ball high. Nice release, nice play.
Kalucky averaging over 20 points a game in high school. Gets the jumper here. Inside, Reinders steals. And good court presence to see where she was when she came down. Kopp knifes through two West Virginia defenders. Here's Reddy, open jumper off the rim. Reinders the rebound, lost it. Cooper gets it out. Debbie Blazek is number 20. She's a freshman, a young West Virginia team. Traveling the call.
Christy Cooper that time gave that little ball fake, and as she did, she moved that pivot foot. The official caught it, although Scott Harrelson's talking to the official a little bit about whether he thinks that was a walk or not. Teresa Grentz overseeing the whole situation.
Rutgers leading by 13, 60-47.
West Virginia, of course, has moved that defensive pressure up now to try to get back in the game, and they're playing man-to-man press full court.
Corey Monday in the game, as is Liz Hansen, who has the ball now. Here's Monday, Miss Basketball in the state of Maine. Now as a senior, freshman here for the Lady Knights. Reinders outside.
Monday handling it very well, has that nice low dribble. Amy Reinders making a nice drive down the lane with a great pass.
What a pass to Gonzalez. 62-47. Knocked out of bounds, actually a foul on Kalucky.
The Reinders down there too defensively. She's in the back part of that matchup now, so she sees the whole floor. She's directing traffic for the back line.
That's Kalucky's first. And the second team foul on Rutgers. West Virginia will throw in. You watch those passes by Reinders. Rutgers fans, I think, are in for some treats over the next 4 years.
Oh, I think so.
Quartermont almost lost it. Hansen almost stripped it away. Three-pointer no. Here comes Hansen. It's a 3-on-2 for Rutgers. Kalucky lays it up. No. Hansen lost it, had it blocked. Ball is loose. Jump ball. It'll be Rutgers' possession.
Reinders right on top of it. She's there on almost every big play. Very mature for a freshman. Plays with a great deal of basketball savvy.
Kalucky to Reinders. Outside Hansen for three. Off the rim. And West Virginia trying to save. And they say it's off of Rutgers.
I think what the official was saying that time is that the Rutgers player was standing out of bounds and hit the Rutgers player, and that makes it out on Rutgers if that's the case.
Shot put up in the foul. Coach Grentz, I don't know if we can get a shot of her on the sideline. She is laughing. She's beside herself.
She's relaxed and got a big kick out of that out-of-bounds call. And several of the other calls thus far in the game.
At this point, she's just laughing it off. Team up by 15. Long way to go, though. 7:55 remaining. Free throw. Gets the roll and goes in.
Well, you know, in 17 years of coaching, you have to be able to relax every once in a while and let some of that stuff go off your back, or you don't last that long. 19 years overall, 17 years at Rutgers.
Monday. Reinders inside. Gonzalez lays it in, and the foul.
Good, Teresa, too, looking at Amy. She just said, boy, what a great pass that was inside. Now she's going to talk to her a little bit.
Unbelievable pass. And Gonzalez will go to the line. We talked about Amy Reinders, who can do it all. And we talked about that GPA in high school, 4.0. Pre-med, too, for Amy Reinders. And she's not the only one. Liz Hansen also a pre-med on the Rutgers team. And it goes on and on. Cheryl Kopp, Scholar Athlete Award for the Lady Knights.
The way Amy dissects that defense, I can imagine she's pre-med.
Corey Monday was an honor student. And Dick, you outdid yourself on that one. That was good. 7.5 remaining for the second half. Shot put up. Nope.
Amy right there, Kalucky right there, Gonzalez right there, just could not grab a hold of it.
64-49, Rutgers on top. Blazek, the jumper short. Monday, the rebound. Throws it away. Tried to dish it up to Reinders. Actually, it was touched by West Virginia. And it will remain Rutgers ball.
She was looking up to outlet the ball. She had Amy ahead of her. She tried to throw it, just threw it, and it got deflected by West Virginia.
Monday puts up the shot. No. Mountaineers the other way. Quartermont, Cooper. Mountaineers need a flourish here to get back in the game. Down by 15. And last touch by Rutgers. It'll be West Virginia ball. And a timeout on the floor. 6:49 remaining in the game. Rutgers 64, West Virginia 49. And it's 17 turnovers, so the Rutgers defense really playing well.
West Virginia started this second half with a little bit of a flurry. They got more aggressive on their offense. They tried to take it inside to penetrate a little bit.
Gonzalez blocks it, but Cooper gets it back.
She couldn't quite outlet the ball. Good defensive play.
Blazek from the corner, yes. 64-51. Monday drives the lane and puts it in.
She's decided she's going to take charge of the offense. Last time down, she took that outside shot.
But she steals the ball here. Gets it back to Reinders. Amy dribbles across the midcourt line. Now finds Monday.
And smart enough to pick it up.
Well, the young players getting an opportunity to contribute here for Rutgers in this game. Hanson, Gonzalez on fire. This is a great game for Gabby Gonzalez.
Teresa Grentz was the biggest cheerleader on that shot of all. She was up clapping. It was a nice touch on that shot.
Outside jumper, no. Rebound, Kalecki. Out to Monday. It's a 3-on-1. Monday lays it up, in.
And that all started with Kalecki's outlet. That was a two-hand over the head. Good outlet by Kalecki.
Ball knocked away. It'll be West Virginia ball. The lead is 19 again. Rutgers 70, West Virginia 51.
When Rutgers can dominate on that board, on that defensive end, it really takes away any chance for West Virginia's offense. And when they get that ball outletted so they can get in their transition game, makes it easy for them to score.
There's the Scarlet Knight himself in the crowd watching the game. 5:14 remaining in the contest. Rutgers looking for their 5th victory of the season. Driving the lane and putting it in nicely was Amanda Hayes. Hanson behind the back dribble. Monday, Hanson, Reinders breaking the press very nicely.
Good ball handling by Rutgers with lots of people touching it.
Reinders almost lost it. Knocked away by the Mountaineers, out of bounds. 9 out of 10 Rutgers players that have played have scored. Only Denise Reddy scoreless so far. Kalecki. Monday with that quickness gets back to it. And then tried to put it up, but blocked by West Virginia.
Yeah, I think she was looking too much for the shot there. Couldn't find anyone.
Outside shot, put up by McGuire, in and out. Reinders to Monday. Up ahead to Hanson, ahead of the field. Lays it up and in.
Boy, if that wasn't a perfect pass, I don't know whether I've ever seen one. That was just beautiful pass by Corey Monday to Liz Hanson for that layup.
72-53. 4 minutes remaining. McGuire the jumper. Yes. And Scott Harrelson calls a timeout as well. We will keep it here with 4:01 remaining. Rutgers leading 72-55. Well, one of the, I think, the main stories of the game, especially here in the second half, Dick, is the fact that Teresa Grent's able to play her bench. And a lot of the younger players not only playing, but contributing and looking very sharp out there.
And I think they've been contributing all year, which is the strength of this.
Gets actually underneath the West Virginia basket. Monday, bounce pass, Hanson And again, Rutgers breaks the press beautifully.
Three nice players with Corey Mundy, Liz Hansen, and Amy Reinders. That's three freshmen bringing it up against the press.
Reinders puts it up. You've got three freshmen and two sophomores out there for Rutgers. Hayes puts it up. No. Knocked out of bounds. It'll be Rutgers ball. So that is a very young lineup, the future of the Lady Knights out there.
A good move by Amanda Hayes that time. She was a little upset with herself missing the shot, but she gave him down. She pulled up. Tough shot to make, but you got to try that one.
Hansen fouled at midcourt. Debbie Blazek called on the personal foul. 3:33 remaining in the game. And Rutgers is on its way to its first Atlantic 10 victory of the season.
And it's lucky they are, because they're going on the road now starting January 4 against Rhode Island. They don't come home till the 23rd. They play Rhode Island, ODU, Old Dominion University, St. Bonaventure, Niagara, and Tennessee at Tennessee. Not back home until January 23rd.
Long road trip. Kalucky with a hook shot in the lane.
Great move by Kalucky, driving across the lane and using that sweeping hook.
8 points for Kalucky. Blazek squares up and scores.
That was a nice cross-court pass. That makes the defense pay a little bit. When you pass just between each other and you're very close, defense doesn't have to move. When you go over top of the defense, they got a long way to move.
Hansen with a great pass to Kalucky. Outstanding pass.
And Teresa likes that one too, and I don't blame her. It was very nice play. You got the trailer coming down in transition. You can't forget about her.
76-57. And it's been a long time since the Rutgers starters have been in the game. It has primarily been the bench here in the second half, and they have looked spectacular. Foul on West Virginia, or maybe it is Kalucky, actually.
No, I think that foul's on West Virginia.
It is on West Virginia, I'm sorry.
Kalucky came down with a really strong rebound, and West Virginia had too much body contact. Nice to see these freshmen getting this type of experience, and sophomores, particularly against the full court press. That'll pay dividends down the road, that's for sure, and maybe on the road.
Hansen, great pass. Gonzalez doesn't get it. Reinders, though, with a big rebound. And the foul reaching in. Celeste Neal. And the crowd really appreciating the effort by the young players on Rutgers.
Well, you appreciate it, and I think Teresa particularly is appreciating it. You appreciate it because they're doing exactly what Teresa wants to do. They're being patient, great ball handling, good passing, leading to the easy shots rather than taking the first one.
Kalucky lost it. Hayes is all alone, but misses the layup. And Kalucky up the Reinders. Finds Gonzalez, who puts it up. Too much spin. Foul on Kalucky.
The camera could get that big smile. It's gone now, but Amy Reinders, she loves to throw that look-away pass. She was coming down the middle, started towards the left, looked that way, and threw it back to her right.
76-57, Rutgers in command. Cooper blocked by Kalucky, but the foul.
Kalucky came over to help out. Should have stayed on her feet, just got a little bit too aggressive, but the reaction was good. The help was there.
Now 10 players dressed for Rutgers today. All 10 have played. And they've all played well. Significant roles, everyone contributing.
We talked about Christy Cooper's foul shot. You might get a look at it as it goes up. Should have backspin, almost side spin that ball has.
Gonzalez out to Hansen. It's a 3-on-1. Reinders pulls up now. And Monday outside. A minute 30 remaining. Monday, beautiful pass to Kalucky, who draws the foul. Rutgers' passing has been spectacular here in the second half.
That time Corey Mundy drove inside. She really has a good sense, sees the floor when she drives in there. A little bit small to try and force it up, but nice pass to Kalucky.
Well, she's got quite a record coming in. In high school, she was Miss Basketball in the state of Maine, and what that means is she was voted the top player in the entire state, and that's a significant honor.
Good understudy for Cheryl Kopp, very similar player, handles the ball very well, good crossover dribble, sees the floor.
And Kalucky hits the free throw. And Regina with 11 points and 8 rebounds on the day, a very solid effort. Got the start because Janelle Williams injured and did not dress for the game. Second free throw, good. Shooter's touch.
The rack bounce.
20-point lead for the Lady Knights, 78-58, a minute 30 remaining. Oh! Jody Runner with the runner. It goes in off the glass, and she took the foul to the face as well.
Liz was trying to be very aggressive, get up in her face, so to speak, and she literally did, but it went off the glass from straight away.
Jody Runner didn't have to travel far to go to school. Junior from Morgantown, West Virginia, where the University of West Virginia is located. Timeout. Scott Harrelson calls an interesting timeout with a minute 26 remaining. Rutgers leading 78-61. Right off the rim, good. Jody Runner, hot here at the end of the game. Rutgers looking to break that West Virginia press. Reinders up to Hanson. Behind the back pass for Reinders and knocked away by the Mountaineers. So Ann Murray outside to Runner. And Monday the foul. And I think Coach Grant's telling Corey Monday, a minute left in the game, just stay away.
Yeah, we don't want the foul. West Virginia wants to slow it down. We do not. Scott Harrelson over there saying, let's give her 3. She was trying to shoot the basketball.
But he'll get the 1-and-1 instead, much to his chagrin. Jody Runner at the line, free throw, good. She'll get another. So Rutgers next game at Rhode Island on Monday night, another Atlantic 10 game. And then, as Dick mentioned earlier, on the road at Old Dominion next Friday, and then at St. Bonaventure. Big road trip coming up.
West Virginia trying to get a foul, and I don't think they can.
Here's Liz Hanson. Bounce pass nicely, Gonzalez. And a foul on West Virginia.
Almost looked like West Virginia was trying to stop that clock in the backcourt and pick up a foul. And Amanda Hayes was putting a lot of pressure out there, a lot of bumping, but the officials kind of let it go.
Less than a minute remaining in the game, 48.8 seconds to be precise. And Gabriela Gonzalez is on the line.
The other big claim to fame in West Virginia basketball, CFR fans remember this, the first woman to dunk a basketball in game competition, Georgianne Wells.
That's right.
Back in 1984.
Former Mountaineer. Quarterback, nope. Ball loose, bodies all over the place. And it will be West Virginia ball. 34 seconds left. Crowd hanging on right to the end. Shot put up, bounce no. Kalucky the rebound, Reinders comes out with it. 25 seconds left in the game. Hanson into Gonzalez, lost it. Jump ball, and West Virginia will get it.
It's almost like an NBA game playing, taking 30 minutes to play the last minute of the game here.
Shot put up, no, the rebound good by Celeste Neal. 78-68, West Virginia's cut it to 10. Reinders, 2 seconds, drives, lays it in, game over.
Was that a play too? She went right up to Amanda Hayes, gave her a little hesitation and went right around her on the baseline. The story of Amy Reinder's game today.
The final score, Rutgers 80 and West Virginia 68. Dick Lloyd, your thoughts on the contest?
Well, obviously a good contest for Rutgers. The young players got some really good action in there against the West Virginia press. They did it without Janelle Williams. Very unselfish team, whether you're talking about DeRoos and Kopp and Green in there working around, or whether you're talking about Hanson, Mundy, and Reinders. They moved that ball extremely well. A good start for the league. They're 1-0 in the league, and a great way to start that road trip.
Rutgers on the road at Rhode Island, and for West Virginia, dropping down to 3-7. The Mountaineers did some good things, especially early second half, and some things for Scott Harrelson to build on.
Well, I think they just got to be a little bit more aggressive offensively. The first half, they stayed in that perimeter, were content to pass it around, try for the long shots. Came out the second half, tried to push it inside